5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Welcome, everybody. It is Friday night here in January 30th. Actually, I can't believe we're already through the first month of this brand new year, but here we are. We got a new episode of Culture Clash out for you. We're going to have a little fun tonight. We're going to be talking some Oscars, some Razzies. We're going to have a few film reviews and buy it and stream it or unseen, and of course, some news as well. But it is Culture Clash, the flagship show here on the Fandom Podcast Network. And if you're watching on the YouTube, if I could learn to talk tonight, if you are watching on YouTube, scan that QR code that's on your screen. It'll take you to the homepage of the Fandom Podcast Network audio podcast, where our entire library is there. And we're going to have there's a lot of great stuff there, some classic stuff, new stuff. Enjoy it all. And of course, you know what? This is Culture Clash, and I can't do it alone, which means I need to bring in a man who is known to maybe once in a while feast on some steroid pancakes. That is the one and only co-founder of the Fandom Podcast Network, Mr. Kevin Reitzel.
Hey, what's up, buddy? You want to explain that?
Well, I figured we'd get to it in a little bit here when we talk a little Wrecking Crew, but you know.
There you go. Good to be back on the old Clash, man. This is cool. We got some current stuff to talk about, but we're not done with our crew, though, right?
Oh yeah, we aren't done with our crew.
We have our own Wrecking Crew.
Well, it's our own Wrecking Crew. I think she might be the most violent of all of us, though.
Yeah,
I mean, she is the queen of movie foo. So, you know, I'm a little black belt of the nth degree. It is the one and only Lacee Aderhold, who's on mute.
I got it. I did it this time. I saw it. I was like, oh, yeah. Hello. Very exciting. Very exciting. And if we're the Wrecking Crew, then I am definitely Marina Baccarin, because that woman can drive.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Just a little bit, but we got a lot of fun stuff to talk about here on Culture Clash. But let's talk a little bit too about what is coming soon or just arrived here on Fandom Podcast Network. We got some fun stuff now playing. We got, of course, last Culture Clash episode where we had a little draft, a little sci-fi TV series draft. We had a lot of fun. Lacee and Kevin were part of it. Our good friends Robert and Gary joined us. We even added an extra round because we were having so much fun. Go check it out, see what shows we drafted, and see if you agree with our lists or not. And of course, we have been listing some Fandom Podcast Network classics here recently, including Dread from 2012. Our good friend Christy Morris joined us for that one. Galaxy Quest, all-time classic. We got to put that back out. And Kevin, we just released our classic Tremors CPT, and we had a very special guest on that one.
Yeah, Jonathan Melville. We recorded this originally in 2020 during our year of the Lord COVID, and he came on because he had actually written an unofficial book about Tremors, and so we had him on there. He talked about the book, and he interviewed a lot of the people on there, including Mr. Kevin Bacon himself. And we decided to re-release the audio for that, and it was a really good show. And so yeah, make sure you check that out. And right now, you know, we mentioned it last year when we were discussing the year of 1990. It came out I think it came out in February or January of 1990.
February, I believe it was February.
Yeah, so now it's celebrating its 36th anniversary, if I remember correctly. So yeah, Jonathan was great guest on that. So make sure you check it out on the FPNet.podbean feed there, and click on the Couch Potato Theater tab there. You can check it out if it hasn't already dropped in your downloads.
All I know is the fact that we are attaching our names to anything that says classics makes me feel old.
I know, right?
And of course, Kevin, over at Union Federation, we just wrapped up a lot of fun. You led up a series on the Q.
Yes, we had a limited 12 episode series discussing all of the Q episodes that were showcased in the Star Trek Q fan collective, which included John Delancey's appearance as Q from 1987 to 2001, which included, of course, the TNG, Star Trek TNG episodes, that one Deep Space Nine episode, and the 3 episodes of Voyager. It was a lot of fun.
some interesting thoughts, especially on those Voyager episodes. Definitely.
Yeah.
check that out.
I love John Delancey. He's of all people, he's the one who's the most shocked that Q became such a popular character.
Yeah.
Like he's like, over 40 years, 12 episodes, and people still, that's what they catch him for in the streets. And he's like, this is just a great character. Love him.
And of course, Time Warp. We just wrapped up last year our coverage of 1990 as we traveled back in time and covered all the films, TV, and pop culture of 1990. Of course, we got November and December up on the screen. Some great movies in there. And then coming soon here on the Fandom Podcast Network, we got some fun things. Time Warp marches on. We're into a new year, which means it's time for Time Warp to time travel to a new year itself. And we decided to cover the films and pop culture of 1996. The first episode will be dropping very shortly. A couple of classics in there, From Dusk Till Dawn, and one of Kevin's all-time favorites, Biodome.
Yes. Yeah. We had a lot of fun diving into there, and 1996 is going to be a good year for movies. A lot of good movies in there. And you'll notice certain stars just were like, it felt like we're living rent free with us in several films during 1996, and we'll be discussing that, including all of the television and music and pop culture around these films during each month that we'll be discussing it. So yeah,
I would think Sam Jackson and Jason Statham just live rent free in our heads all the time because they seem like they have a movie still coming out every other month.
Well, I think Jason Statham pretty much has signed a contract that all of his films will come out in Dumpuary, which is January, February-ish. So yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
But you're going to be seeing a lot of Alec Baldwin in 1996.
Yeah, the big year for Alec Baldwin. And we are continuing to our special Couch Potato Theater coverage of canon films, reliving those great films of the 80s. And very soon, we've been talking about this for a while. This is on me, listeners. I've been incredibly busy, but we are doing the Jean-Claude Van Damme, the movie that really brought us the muscles from Brussels, Bloodsport. And then after that, we're going to be doing something very special, but we're going to hold off on that just for a little bit. We got to tease you guys a little bit, make you wonder what we're up to around here. But finally, spoiler alert, we're about to really get into the heart of Culture Clash. We're going to be talking about things that are current in pop culture and some current movie reviews. So consider yourself warned because might spoil just a few things. So if you're going to run, now's the time.
And if you're watching live, feel free to shoot us some comments. We'll we'd like to shoot them up there and see what you guys are saying. Let us know.
Yeah, we always love you guys when you participate. It makes the show that much better. So please drop your comments in if you're watching. We love to have you with us. But let's get into the heart of the matter. This is Culture Clash episode 288. We're discussing the Oscar and Razzie nominations, plus so much more. But there's only one way to kick off a Culture Clash. So, ladies and gentlemen,
let's news.
Okay, guys, there's a lot of interesting news bits out there. So let's just jump right into it. And actually, about a month ago, we talked about this when it was rumored, but Kevin, it is official now. We have a big changeover in the head of Lucasfilm over at Disney, as Kathleen Kennedy has officially stepped down from Lucasfilm leadership to return to just producing. Dave Filoni will lead the studio as president and chief creative officer, alongside Lin-Wen Brennan as co-president. Basically, Dave's handling the creative, Lin-Wen is handling the business. Dave Filoni, of course, worked closely with creator George Lucas to build the Lucasfilm animation department with Star Wars: The Clone Wars, and helped launch Star Wars live-action series alongside Jon Favreau on The Mandalorian, plus many more. He was going to take the creative leadership of the company. Kevin, a lot of people have been saying this is long overdue. What are your feelings? It's official now. Dave is in charge.
He is the perfect man for this job. He knows Star Wars very well. Let me clarify. He's the perfect person for this job, not just because he's a man, but because he is one of the people that you could say that actually learned directly under the maker himself, George Lucas, when they were working on the Clone Wars. He got to pick George Lucas's brain all the time, ask him questions, and kind of get inside his head. And not only did he learn from himself, he knows Star Wars and he knows the history. He knows, obviously, the canon or the legends that aren't canon anymore, and he knows how it should all tie together, and he knows the soul of Star Wars. And from the projects that he's been part of, he's been able to showcase that. I would say probably the only misstep that he probably has was the first season of Ahsoka. Even though it was enjoyable, it was not presented in a way to where anyone could just jump into. You had to really know all the 4 seasons of Rebels to really understand what was happening there. But I think that going forward, though, he's done quite well. I'm happy that he is the person to take this on going forward.
Lacey, what about you? What are your thoughts on this development?
I have kind of distanced myself from so many of the shows just because it was just kind of so much of it, right? And so I kind of think I'm behind the 8 ball. I don't even know enough to give an opinion at this point. Because I'm still on like season 2 of The Mandalorian, guys. Like, it's bad.
Kevin?
So I just want to say this, and I'm going to try and be as diplomatic as I can about this.
Mm-hmm.
I am happy that there's new creative leadership going forward, because that's what Star Wars needs. I'm going to say that this is my personal opinion only. I'm sure other people might feel the same, and I'm sure that many will disagree. But I'm happy that Kathleen Kennedy is no longer the president of Lucasfilm. I think her and Bob Iger, in decisions that they made together and non-committal babble that they have put out there of shows that were supposed to happen that never came to fruition, and promises and stuff to try to keep shareholders happy and fans happy, they missed more than they hit. And I know they had several movies that did very well in the box office, but it's more about the legacy. It's not just about the money with a lot of the fans. And I didn't like how they handled our legacy characters. And that has a lot to do with either too many cooks in the kitchen, or people that just wanted to bury the past and not have tribute to it before they passed on the torch, so to speak. And I think Kathleen Kennedy is a wonderful producer. And I really enjoy her library of films that she has worked on, both as a producer and everything else that she's done. A lot of my favorite movies she's been part of. But I don't think she handled Star Wars the way that I wish that it would have been done. And not ready to let that go yet, just saying. So I'm happy that Dave is here.
I'm just going to weigh in quick on my 2 cents on this, because I've talked about this with several people. I think the change was needed. I think Dave is the right guy as far as just having the knowledge of Star Wars. I think my only before I go into my couple of concerns, but I do love the fact that they are splitting this up and giving Dave creative control, but not letting him have to worry about the business side, because I think Dave's strong suit is on the creative. I don't think he has enough seasoning yet to truly handle everything that's going on in the business side of Lucasfilm. I think that lets him focus on the creative. And I think the other good thing about this, and it's something Dave and Jon Favreau have already kind of established, and Kathleen Kennedy was part of this, but a lot of issues that people had with the Star Wars, especially when you're talking about even the prequel saga and even when Disney took it over, was they didn't allow others to play in the sandbox, or if they did, there was no real plan. And I think that's what's going to change drastically.
Right.
In a while, Star Wars and Lucasfilm might actually now have a direction they want to go in. I know there's been some talk that this move might delay or even cancel Dave Filoni's movie that's supposed to be kind of his end of the Mandoverse. There's been some talk of that. I'm going to be honest with you, I'm fine with that if we're going to get some new and some straight direction in Star Wars. And there's talk of what projects are out there. Again, nothing's outside of Starfighter is officially greenlit, and keep that in mind. Things are in development, but nothing is greenlit, because I really do think you have Iger stepping down in Disney at the end of 26, early 27. I think they're really waiting for that full changeover before they go into full gear.
Well, Mandalorian, obviously, movies coming out, and then Starfighter, obviously, because that's
Right.
in post-production now. But yeah, there's a lot of fire. I did want to mention the one concern I have with Dave Filoni is we'd like to see him behind. I would have liked to have seen him behind the camera going forward with something. What, you know, I know he was supposed to do this movie that was like the Avengers version of all of the Mandoverse characters and timeline. And now he may not be able to do that again. Because he's going to be the guy in charge now. So he's now going to have to delegate that. That's the only thing that I'm kind of bummed about is I like him as a creative. I like him on the set. I like him directing some episodes here and there. I would like to see more of that to see what he could have been brought to the big screen.
Yeah. Well, that's not the only Star Wars shakeup that's happening over at Disney these days, because this is something that's been long overdue. It's a new era on Batuu. Disneyland Resort has announced exciting updates coming to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland, and these will be coming to eventually Disney World as well. Beginning April 29th, 2026, Black Spire Outpost is expanding its timeline, introducing elements from the events of the original film trilogy. As a result, visitors to Batuu, the planet inside Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, may cross paths with a few familiar faces, from Darth Vader and Imperial stormtroopers strutting through the streets to Han Solo and Chewbacca reuniting with the Millennium Falcon, all while John Williams' iconic musical themes swirl through the air. Of course, the original Galaxy's Edge timeline placed Batuu during the era of the Resistance and First Order, between Star Wars The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker. The new timeline will roll back several decades, expanding to span the events of Star Wars Return of the Jedi and The Mandalorian. Guys, this has been something that's long overdue at Galaxy's Edge. This was a knock a lot of Star Wars fans had when this first came out, that they time-locked this ride and this little corner of the Disney parks with only the stuff created by Disney. And a lot of people felt really kind of butthurt about it, to be honest with you. They wanted more of their classic Star Wars with it. And I've also heard rumors, too, that they are going to be revamping the Rise of the Resistance ride in some way. In fact, I believe it is closed or is about to close here in Disney.
Well, right now they're doing it in Disney. Right now they're doing it only in Disneyland. They haven't done it with Disney World yet. So all of the construction stuff is happening right now at Disneyland. So,
yeah. Well, like I said, I did too, though, at least down here, the Rise of the Resistance line has been closed, either closed now or will be closing shortly for an indefinite amount of time, as they are doing something with it. So what that is, we don't know. But Kevin, I know you, this is being happy dance, happy day for you when it comes to Galaxy's Edge.
It's a little bittersweet, to be honest with you, because this was the stupidest thing that Disney has done, with a couple of moments in certain movies of the sequel trilogy, was thinking that the sequel trilogy was the only thing that could sustain itself and keep people happy going forward. And as fans who wanted a Star Wars land for the longest time, especially since Disney bought Star Wars, you know, we wanted stuff that was familiar with us with the original trilogy. We wanted those characters to be honored as well. And there was room to have a mixture of both. And if you've gone to Batuu, you notice there's one section that you could do this one and one section with that one. And it's the reason why I haven't been going back to it, was I don't give a crap about the sequel stuff anymore. I love that they have the Millennium Falcon there. I hope that they make adjustments to that ride as well. Why is Hondo Ohnaka hosting that ride when he had nothing to do with it in the first place? Because he's shoehorned in there. You know, there should be something that should be related to the Falcon that we would be happy to see. And why we never saw Darth Vader, one of the most famous people in Star Wars, one of the most famous iconic characters outside of Star Wars, why we never saw that. It blows me away that they thought that they could just brush everything before the sequel trilogies underneath the rug. And I think the nail in the coffin was when they tried to shove it down your face with the Star Wars Hotel, which was heavily immersed in the sequel era timeline. They even tried to do a book or a comic book about it. I heard they just tried to erase that from, canon as well. That failed miserably, because people don't want to see this stuff that had been around just for 5 years and thinking that's what we all want to see. And they're also forgetting one important thing too. All of us that are older now, that are fans of the original trilogy, everything up to the sequel trilogy, guess what? We have disposable income. We have money. We don't want to spend money on the sequel trilogy anymore.
Lacey, do you have any thoughts on this?
I have never been to Star Wars Land. I just I don't know what it is. I like the movie going experience. I don't need to like I don't know. It's weird. I've done the, the one where you sit and, the Smuggler's Run or whatever, where there's a spy in there, but that's in like regular Disney.
Star Tours.
Yeah. But I haven't been back since, I haven't been back to Disney since, Star Wars Land happened.
I have one request from the people that are switching this stuff around now to incorporate the original trilogy in the Mandoverse. Take that stupid rectangle dish off that Millennium Falcon and replace it with a round one.
Kevin has spoken. This has been a sore point for Kevin.
I'm not the only one that wants that. I am not. I've heard other people saying, it needs the round dish. It really does.
I mean, they probably have to worry about things like, certain Sith Lords these days. They're probably not thinking about the dish.
Yeah, that's true. But
it's silly, I know, but that's what I want.
This next piece of news actually hits pretty close to home for me and Kevin here at the Fandom Podcast Network. Because, Kevin, we like dinosaurs.
We love dinosaurs, yes.
We love Vietnam movies.
We love Vietnam movies.
And one of our favorite movies last year was Primitive War.
Nice.
Well, our good friend Luke Spark has made the announcement, and it is official. Primitive War 2 has been greenlit. It is officially confirmed the action horror sequel set for a 2027 release, continuing the story of U.S. soldiers fighting dinosaurs in Vietnam. Luke Spark will return to direct, and the film promises a darker, more intense, and grounded experience than the first, focusing on escalating danger, Cold War agendas, and survival. This was one of the surprise movies of the year. Many people considered it better than the Jurassic Park film that came out. Kevin, we had the honor of being able to interview Luke Spark here on the network. He was wonderful. This was a wonderful film, and somehow I think it'll be a lot more than just a Fathom event in U.S. theaters.
I got a question for Lacey. She's holding up the Blu-ray, which I have as well in the 4K. Have you actually seen this movie, Lacey?
I have not yet. I just got this like a week ago.
Kyle, can you make me big?
I can.
There on the video there?
I can make you big.
Yeah, so this is the
Dirty.
DVD.
Sorry.
This is the DVD here for Primitive War. And as Kyle had mentioned, we had Luke Spark on as a guest on our Culture Clash several months ago. And we're going to be re-releasing that one so you guys can do it, because towards the end of the podcast, he actually asked us. We didn't ask him. He asked us, what would you guys like to see from a sequel? And we all gave our thoughts on it. And it was very, very cool. He hinted to it. And our good friend Blair, who I'll actually be seeing soon when I go back to Australia for a little while, he actually has a small part in the film as well. Shout out Blair.
Did he survive? I can't remember if he got dinoed or not.
We don't see him die. His character has not seen dead. So you know what that means.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But I did my own little tribute here to Primitive War, and shout out to Luke. And I made my own Primitive War toy, I guess, tribute to the, if you're listening to this podcast, check out the video. But, the Primitive War video or the poster has a dinosaur skull, which is probably a T-Rex, crunching down on a Vietnam era helmet with a skull inside of it. And I decided to do my own right there. Check that out.
Does Jeremy Piven know what you did to his head?
Do we know he died? Print? We don't know that. What was that, Lacey?
Is that a 3D print thing?
Nope, it is not. I found a toy version of this, and then I did some alterations to it.
Right on.
Yeah.
Well, before the next piece of news, I feel something coming on. Haven't heard that in a while. Kevin, I'm gonna.
What was that? That was Swordsies.
Yeah,
Kyle. Can you just say Kevin go and not like go into it too far right now? Just say Kevin go.
That's what I said. I said Kevin go.
Henry Cavill. We know this guy. Witcher, Superman. League of what was it? No, wait.
The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
Yes, thank you. As well as some other great movies as well.
Upcoming Voltron movie as well.
Voltron, he's going to do for the Warhammer 40K. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
If I remember correctly. Yeah. But what I really care about, and what I've been waiting for way too long here, Kyle, is the reboot of Highlander, which he was attached to for a while. And Chad Stahelski, the director and one of the creatives behind, of course, the world of John Wick, who is a fan of the Highlander universe. And he is officially, and it looks like they're now back in filming. They had to take a break because
He had a boo-boo.
Mr. Henry Cavill had a boo-boo. Yes, he hurt himself, so they delayed filming a little bit, but it looks like he's back. And Henry Cavill got to tease us. He posted 2 pictures taken from the set of him as I'm assuming he's playing Connor.
Yeah.
Yes, 2 great pictures of him from the set of Highlander. And this is a great picture you have up here, Kyle, because it looks like it's part of a Buddha temple. Which would be considered holy ground if he's there in China or whatever it is. And then the previous picture, kind of get that here. Obviously, he's in a church here. So I find it funny that he's in both these pictures. He's both considered holy ground. And for those of you that don't know anything about Highlander, it's about a group of immortals secretly living among us that hunt each other down because there can be only one. That's apparently is the rule. And you have to behead your fellow immortals to kill them and gain their power and their quickening and their memories. But you cannot fight on holy ground. That is against the immortal code and immortal rules, Kyle.
Kevin, don't give away too many spoilers. We got a whole podcast that they can all listen to get a full deep dive understanding.
Kyle, I'm getting to that.
But I feel like spoilers on a movie that's like 35 years old is probably not a problem.
Well, I'm talking about the minutia of why he's on holy ground, and not people that are just looking at these pictures that aren't as familiar with Highlander, because plenty are like that. I want to explain that both of these pictures show him on holy ground, which I find interesting.
It's also probably one of the few stills they can use, because if he's not on holy ground, he's fighting and in movement, in motion. So
True.
There's probably a reason that they took snaps from when he's standing still, which is going to be.
I'm very curious to. I know that they're supposed to be filming in Scotland, which is where the original movie was filmed as well. And I'm very excited about this because I am the co-host of the Bloody Kings Highlander podcast here on the Fandom Podcast Network. I'm waiting for a little more information to give a reaction to this, though. I'd rather get a teaser trailer. And I'll get my co-host Lee on here, and we'll hash it out. And I know our good friend Dan Hadley is a huge Highlander fan, our host of the Doctor Who podcast Type 40. So yeah, we're this is nice to get on there. I'm a little excited, Kyle, but I'm kind of just holding back a little bit. But I can tell you the one thing that everyone wants from this movie, the one thing that they should do and not F up. Do you want to guess what that is?
You got to make sure Queen's in that soundtrack.
Thank you. Yep.
I love that this is you holding back. This is so adorable.
Oh, well, you haven't seen him unleash yet. Wait till you get him off the holy ground.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like the fact that this is you truly holding back. Yeah.
Okay. Real quick though, we talk about this movie. This movie has a phenomenal cast. It's not just Henry Cavill. Russell Crowe is in this. Dave Bautista.
Henry Cavill.
Yeah, Henry Cavill. Russell Crowe. Dave Bautista. Karen Gillan. Marissa Alba. Jeremy Irons, Damon Hunsow, Max Zhang, Drew McIntyre, Siobhan Cullen, Kevin McKidd. There is a boatload of really good actors in this film. So I know there's some worries about it because Amazon is producing it. Is even going to make it to theaters. What's going on with this right now? I just want to see some quality Highlander put out.
I will watch Kevin McKidd read a phone book.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that join that phone book list for you, I've noticed. Yeah.
No. I'm saying,
can you imagine? Hold on. Can you imagine all the people? Hold on. Can you imagine all the people that you have said that you would enjoy watching them read a phone book if they were all in the room together and then reading each one after each other?
No, he can just sit and read it to himself. He's just pretty to look at. He's pretty to look at. Fine, whatever.
In other words, Lacee's telling you what she wants on her OnlyFans channel.
Yeah.
I feel like as you can an ASMR channel, but sure.
Yeah. I'm obviously very, very excited for this, and I'm glad that we're finally getting something. And I'm curious to see how a lot of these very well-known actors in this film are going to work together. So, yeah, I could go on, but I'm going to pull back.
Well, next up, Kevin, do you have your popcorn?
I've got my popcorn. Yeah, totally.
Lacey, do you have your earplugs?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, because we're going to be talking about some trailers.
Oh, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
She sounded disappointment. Now, did you hear that, Kyle? She's like, oh.
No, I just was like, I like what?
So the first one, not a lot of people have seen, but I'm going to talk about it because I got to see it before it got yanked down by all of the Marvel and Disney lawyers and everything like that. I saw the teaser trailer for Spider-Man Brand New Day. And how do I know it was official? Because there are scenes in this trailer that I have seen pictures from John Barenthal on set filming. And yeah, Barenthal is a big presence in this. Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk is going to be
You could have mentioned that in the notes before I tried to find it online, Kyle, and I found a bunch of stupid AI stuff. Thank you.
I got to make you work a little bit here now.
Yeah, you didn't give the brain back. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, one of the biggest things with this movie is, and I'm not going to go too spoilerific here, but we see the return of a villain that we've seen before in a Spider-Man film. We see Sadie Sink for the first time. She is a big part of this movie.
From Stranger Things.
A lot of people are still trying to figure out her character, but I'm just going to put this in because it's one of the lines she says in the trailer is, "You're a mess, Spider-Man. Don't get in my way. Otherwise, it won't be just your friends who don't remember who Peter Parker is." And that's kind of shocking because if you remember at the end of the last Spider-Man film, they made everybody forget who Peter Parker was. So she knows.
Which character is she playing again?
They don't know. That's the point.
They won't reveal it. It's like one of the big Marvel secrets right now.
What is everyone speculating that are the big Spider-Man super nerds like yourself, Kyle?
Honestly, after seeing this, my speculations changed. A lot of people thought she might be an X-Men character, but that's kind of, I think you can kind of throw that out there now after I've seen the trailer. Barenthal has a huge role in this movie, and Mark Ruffalo as Hulk will also be an interesting part of this film. We do see some other characters from the previous films.
Wait, is Barenthal playing the Punisher?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
We'll get a lot of Punisher. A lot of Punisher. Punisher has a great history with Spider-Man, so they can play up on that. One thing I can tell you, and I don't think this is spoilery because this has been around a lot. The events of this movie are supposedly going to take place during the same time as Avengers Doomsday, hence why you will not see Tom Holland or Mark Ruffalo in Avengers Doomsday. So keep that in mind because there might be something at the end. I'm not going to spoil that yet, but yeah. So yes, Spider-Man, I'm excited. You can tell the other thing with this trailer too, you could definitely tell was a leak because there's definitely some of the effects that were still a little wonky. You could just tell that there was the CGI, they didn't have that full cleanup. But it makes me wonder if Marvel is maybe not trying to rush this trailer up a little bit. Maybe we don't see it Super Bowl Sunday. Just saying.
That would be very good spot to put it in there for sure.
Yeah. So we'll see. But next up is a trailer, Kevin. We've talked about this. Lacey, I don't know if you've seen this trailer or not. We have coming out later this summer, Masters of the Universe.
She's shaking her head, so she is not.
He was still talking. I didn't want to. I was going to wait until he was finished talking.
Lacey, all I'm going to say is after watching this trailer, I was a little worried about this film because it's He-Man, and He-Man can go one of a few ways. I really think they nailed it with this trailer. I think this movie could be one of the most fun movies of the upcoming year. Lacey, you had some thoughts here, so I want to see what you had to say.
No, I was just shaking my head saying, no, I have not seen it.
Oh, okay.
The guy, I feel like I recognize him from something. I don't know who he is.
He's been in a couple of things.
Do we know what his name is? Do we?
Not off the top of my head, but I can get that. For you.
Isn't Idris Elba in it?
Idris Elba plays Man-at-Arms.
Man-at-Arms, yeah. Okay.
In this, Kevin, what did you think of this trailer?
Well, I wanted to bring up that it is Nicholas Galitzine, Miranda Baccarin, she's in it. Alison Brie, some notable names here. This
Camille
gentleman
Mendez
here
who played Veronica on Riverdale.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you because I was talking. What did you say?
I said you also have Camille Mendez who played Veronica on Riverdale.
Okay. The Idea of You, he's been in Red, White, and Royal Blue, Cinderella,
that's it.
Purple
Red, white,
Heart.
and royal blue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
The Craft Legacy in 2020, that other sequel, I guess. He's been in some stuff. And yeah, so he is He-Man basically. It looked fun. I'll be honest with you. I think it was kind of cool. And what I like, okay, so let me first of all say this. I was never a He-Man person. I never really watched the show religiously. I dropped in a few, but it really wasn't my thing. I didn't collect the figures, but I understood the fandom. I have a lot of friends that love the series, love the old cartoon, love the toys and everything. And the original, or the Dolph Lundgren Masters of the Universe He-Man is kind of become this cult classic, and a lot of people are kind of either on the fence about it or warming up to it again, and kind of has, people like it, but it's cheesy, blah, blah, blah. But I feel like the response that I've seen from people that are really big He-Man fans, they're like, some of them, close friends of mine, were reluctant to say it, but they actually said, this actually looks kind of good. This actually looks like it might be kind of fun, And so I'm happy that it's garnering that attention.
I will say this. I did see a movie on IMAX over the weekend, and this was one of the trailers in IMAX.
Oh, wow.
To see this trailer in IMAX, this trailer was beautiful. You really see the details, especially like Castle Grayskull, and the look of Skeletor and a few other things. This movie looks fantastic. I think it's going to be fun. You've got a great cast, and you have a big green talking tiger. What else do you need in your life?
What percentage of the Beastmaster can we feel as far as the trailer?
No, very, very little. We don't see. You don't see too much of Skeletor's crazy crew. It's more about the Masters at this point. I have a feeling you will see a later trailer dealing more with that. But there was one more trailer this week, and we're going back to Marvel, Kevin, because a show we really liked last year, Daredevil Born Again. Season 2 is going to be here in March, and we got our first trailer for it. I'm going to be honest with you. This trailer's a little strange. There's a lot of stuff going on in this trailer. It's a weird choice of music in this trailer, which I found a little distracting to watch it. But then I saw Kristen Ritter as on my screen returning as Jessica Jones, and I'm 100% in, Kevin.
Yeah, the music choice was weird. I didn't really care for that. But it was good to see a little teaser of what we were going to get, and Kingpin boxing, and a lot of action happening. But it was, I felt like they kind of just threw a bunch of stuff, stopped for a moment to showcase that Jessica Jones's character is back, and then threw in a bunch of other quick action, and that was it. So yeah, I'm obviously I'm going to be watching this series because I love Daredevil. What was
Lacee,
that?
Are you familiar with Daredevil, the Netflix show, and Born Again at all?
I saw the original series, all the Defenders stuff, so I haven't seen the last season, but I'll definitely be in on it. I'm still bitter that they didn't continue She-Hulk, because I think that would have been such a good relationship, and I liked that. But
yeah,
I don't think She-Hulk would have made a big difference in this, and maybe not. But season 1,
I do miss She-Hulk as well, Lacey. I love that series. So yeah,
it was Tatiana. Come on, you know how I feel. Well, guys, that's going to wrap up Let's News. Let's head into our main segment for this show.
Right, Kyle?
What did you have, Kevin?
I thought Let's News would be the spot where we would mention the news that we just heard.
I have got a spot later for that in the show because I got some special tribute stuff I want.
Okay, cool. Gotcha. Okay.
So I know exactly what you're talking about. We're going to hit it. So
okay.
But let's move on. Of course, Culture Clash Live. This is episode 288, the Oscars and Razzie nominations. And we're going to get right into it because the Oscar nominations were announced and we had a record. Sinners set a record for the most Oscar nominations ever with 16 nominations, including Best Picture, Director, Casting, Cinematography, Costume, Film Editing, Makeup and Hairstyling, Music for Original Score, Music for Original Song, Production Design, Sound, Visual Effects, and Writing. Also Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor, and Best Supporting Actress. This was huge for so many reasons. I mean, this was a phenomenal film that caught a lot of people by surprise. Kevin, we were both fans of this film last year. This is a huge deal. I mean, 16 nominations, breaking a record, Kevin.
Yeah, the record that it broke was Titanic in 97, and La La Land in 2006. It tied for 14 nominations. Titanic had 11 wins. La La Land had 6 wins. Prior to that, it was All About Eve in 1950 with also 14 nominations and 6 wins. So yeah, this was a big deal. And this secures, God forbid, I hope it's not one of those things where like it gets all these nominations and only it wins 2, this is something where all the performances are wonderful. And I hope that we get a lot of wins here. Because if you think about it, La La Land gets 14 nominations. All About Eve gets 14 nominations, but yet they only won 6 each. Titanic that got
almost
14
won 7.
What?
La La Land almost won 7.
I know what you mean.
6.5. Yeah.
Let's give him the half. That's good. Titanic did win 11 out of the 14, but I hope it cleans up. I'll be perfectly honest with you, because of all the films that were nominated and the ones that got a lot of nominations, I think this one should deserve the love that it gets, because there's so many creative people behind this. And I love the fact that we got this movie earlier in the year. What was it, like February or March?
February.
Something like that. And that it retained this momentum, and that people didn't forget about it. And then, because usually it's like the Oscar bait movies always have to drop in the fall or in December, or sometimes right in the first week in January. So it's fresh on all the Oscar votees or whatever. And so it's nice that it just stayed around. It stayed around. People were talking about it. So it's great.
It's so great too that a movie like Sinners did this, which is something. This is a fandom movie by far that's setting all these records. But Lacey, I know you have thoughts on this as well.
Yes. Okay. So number one, love the fact that we have a horror movie up. Like this is a huge thing for a horror film. I am not a horror person, but I am a vampire horror person. So I'm sorry, spoilers. But I love the fact that this, first of all, it's a period piece. Okay, you've got horror, vampire, lots of kind of fantasy horror kind of stuff. Also, what is it, like 94% African American led? Like everyone in this is a huge thing. The number of people, this is a huge deal. Like this is something we need to note. This is fantastic. Everybody from Michael B. Jordan, I mean, all the way, because he was a producer as well. So you start with Michael B. Jordan all the way through, Ryan Coogler and all these amazing people, and putting them all together for a like quasi Western vampire. What? I mean, I think the last time we had a Best Picture nomination for a horror movie was Parasite, but that was like foreign horror, and so it was kind of that slow burn horror. This is straight up gore body horror, like vampire blood,
And Michael B. Jordan being so convincing, playing twin brothers, but doing them so well that you actually believe there's 2 of them. So good. And Jack O'Connell, the other white guy in this film, was phenomenal, and he's getting a lot of burn right now. He's also in the newest 28 Years Later movie, which I saw. And so.
Well, let's be honest too. This movie is also responsible for a very fast wedding between Haley Steinfeld and Josh Allen.
Yes.
Okay.
I think
that's a reference, Lacey, to he wanted to make sure that he got the ring on it because he saw this film and he's like, I better wrap that up right now.
With Haley Steinfeld?
Yeah.
She's already very famous.
And that's not what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
What I'm talking about is that they were dating and they got engaged this year after the movie came out, and he's a very popular football player. And there's the joke that he saw the heat between his soon-to-be wife and Michael B. Jordan, other brother.
Oh,
and he's like, I better put a ring on this.
Like I was thinking, like, what was it, like a shotgun wedding? Was she like, I was very confused. I did not have any idea what you're talking about.
Okay.
That's why we got to explain these jokes sometimes, because not everyone gets it, because they're really out there. So,
quick question though, before we get into the actual nominations, whether Sinners wins big or not, do you guys feel that this cements Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler right now as the ultimate pairing in Hollywood?
I want to be careful about that. I do not want to see a Johnny Depp, Tim Burton shit going on.
Tim Burton. Yep.
Yeah, I do not want to see that happen. They need to move on for a while and then come back in about maybe 7 or 8 years and do another one together, because you cannot have, even if they don't win, which would make it worse, You can't have them trying to team up every single time and get Oscars together, which is what they're going to try to do. And I think that they both need to branch out and do other things and explore other things and stuff like that. But I don't want to see a Tim Burton, Johnny Depp type of thing going on here.
We already know Ryan Coogler's a little busy with an X-Files remake for TV. So we've got that. But guys, let's actually get into some of the nominations here because there's some interesting things. So best movie. This is a pretty wide net for best movie. We have F1, which in my opinion was one of the best movies of the past year, maybe one of Brad Pitt's best performances. Frankenstein. I love the fact that this movie is in the mix. This was a phenomenal film and a great take on Frankenstein. Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, which seems to be kind of the film that a lot of people think is going to give Sinners the most competition at the Oscars. The Secret Agent, Sentimental Value, Sinners, and the movie Train Dreams.
You forgot Begonia.
And Begonia, yes. Cannot forget Emma. Begonia as
I would love to forget Begonia. Like, what is?
Don't spoil anything because I do want to watch it.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it. I'm just looking at the poster. Absolutely not.
Oh, you sounded like you saw it because you said I'd like to forget it.
Yes, I would like to forget the poster exists.
Gotcha.
So, for you guys, is there anything outside of Sinners? You mentioned Begonia. Is there anything outside of these that you're personally happy to see on this list?
Frankenstein F1. Frankenstein F1.
You know what? I haven't seen Marty Supreme yet, but people are saying that it's really good, and I love Chalamet. Like, I really think he was robbed for that first Oscar nomination. I think that he should have won it for Call Me by Your Name. I think that they gave Gary Oldman, who did a fantastic job. Don't get me wrong. I loved Darkest Hour, but I feel like they gave that to him as a career award as opposed to, and I really think that Chalamet should have gotten that.
I have seen Marty Supreme, and I will give you my thoughts on that on Buy It, Stream It, Unsee It.
Okay.
There's one movie on this list I have not seen yet, but a lot of people are talking about. It has one of my favorite actors, who is Joel Edgerton, and that is Train Dreams. I've heard good things. I would like to check that out. But
I've seen One Battle After Another, and I'm not in the camp that everyone else is. For me, it was kind of a disappointment, to be honest with you.
Have you seen the woman online who breaks it down plot point by plot point and compares it to the Terminator?
No.
It is fantastic. And now I haven't seen it yet, but now I can't. I was debating on watching it and I was like, I gotta wait until I unremember the conversation about comparing it to Terminator 2 because it's so good. Yeah.
Well, guys, let's talk about the actor in a leading role. And we've got a pretty interesting group here with this one. We've got Timothée Chalamet for Marty Supreme, Leonardo DiCaprio for One Battle After Another, Ethan Hawke for Blue Moon, Michael B. Jordan for Sinners, and Wagner Moura for The Secret Agent. I mean, in my personal opinion, this is Michael B. Jordan's to lose. I think Leo is the only true competition he has in this category because he's Leo. I think Timothée Chalamet is going to get one. It just won't be for Marty Supreme.
Can I just say too, if there's an upset here, even though I haven't seen the movie, I really would love Ethan Hawke to win.
Yeah.
That would be a huge surprise and upset. And I love Ethan Hawke. I haven't seen all of his films, but I've seen a lot of them. And I think he's amazing.
Lacey, you have a standout in here or a pick that you might have early on?
I have not seen a single one of those movies.
You haven't seen Sinners?
Tell you. No, I saw the first 20 minutes and then I got disrupted with the prowler outside my house and then I couldn't watch it for it's the whole thing. Gotcha. Yeah, no, but starts out real good. I mean, don't get me wrong. That's the only, I'm saying I can't compare it to the other ones.
Gotcha. Well, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about who should win. And this is for best supporting actor because we got interesting category in this, and this is a pretty deep category too because you have Benicio del Toro for One Battle After Another, Jacob Elordi for Frankenstein, Delroy Lindo for Sinners, Sean Penn for One Battle After Another, and Stellan Skarsgård for Sentimental Value. A lot of big names in this one. This is actually probably bigger names than what's in the best actor category as far as known names, but everything I'm hearing, this seems like it might be Benicio del Toro's to lose, but I'm rooting for Delroy Lindo. I'm a big Delroy Lindo fan. I would love to see him get the Oscar. Kevin?
Lacey, you look like you're ready to say something. You go first.
I was just gonna say I've heard a lot of good things about Stellan Skarsgård in Sentimental Value. People are just all over that. So no, I haven't seen it. So I'm really lagging behind on my Oscar views this year.
I have not seen Sentimental Value, so I don't know, but I know Stellan's amazing in everything that he does. I liked Sean Penn in One Battle After Another. I think his character was the most interesting, but not a likable person. Benicio del Toro was good, but I don't think he did enough in it to garner the actual nomination, to be perfectly honest with you. I would have given his best actor or supporting actor nomination to many other films he's already been in, but I wouldn't have given it to him for this one. The two that I would like to see win are, first off, Delroy Lindo. He was amazing in Sinners. He's amazing in everything. But I was blown away by Jacob Elordi as Frankenstein. He was very, very good in this, and he brought a humanity to this monster that came to fruition, and like I've never seen before, and it was really good in it.
Well, anytime you have two people from the same film nominated in the same category, you're likely going to split the vote. So I don't see Benicio or Sean Penn getting it, just as a numbers game.
Has Sean won before?
I know he's won an Oscar.
Milk. Milk.
That's right. Harvey Milk. Yeah, Harvey Milk.
He won an Oscar for that? I don't remember that.
I feel like I know he was nominated. I feel like he won. I think he did. We know it wasn't Shanghai Surprise. We'll just say that.
It's true. Yes.
Well, guys, let's move on to the next category. In my opinion, might be the most wide open category. As we're talking about actresses in a leading role, you have Jessie Buckley from Hamnet, Rose Byrne, If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, Kate Hudson from Song Sung Blue, Renate Renisve, I'm sorry, I know I'm butchering that right now, from Sentimental Value, and of course Emma Stone for Begonia. A couple of big names in this with Kate Hudson and Emma Stone, but I've heard a lot of real buzz about Rose Byrne in this category as well for her film. I really don't know which way this one's going to go. Lacey, you have any thoughts?
I would love to see Kate Hudson win an Oscar. I think that she would just be the happiest person on that stage ever.
Kevin?
Lacey, you've sold me on that one. Just because I know Emma's already won one. But welcome to the category that Kevin has never seen any of these films. And there's probably a good chance I won't see most of these. I do want to see Begonia for reasons. Song Sung Blue, I don't know. I've seen the trailer. But yeah, I don't know.
Well, guys, let's talk about actresses in a supporting role. And I think this one might be a little bit more interesting. We have Elle Fanning from Sentimental Value. I am not even going to do
Inga Ipsdotter Lilias.
That's why Lacey's here, ladies and gentlemen. For Sentimental Value, Amy Madigan for Weapons, Winmui Mosaku for Sinners, and Tiana Taylor for One Battle After Another. If I'm being honest, my sentimental choice is Amy Madigan for Sinners because she was phenomenal for Weapons. She was phenomenal in that movie.
What was the fourth person you said?
Winmui Mosaku for Sinners.
Okay, because I see on the picture, I see Renata something for Sentimental Value.
That's the previous, but you're looking at Best Actress.
Oh, see, just kidding.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, it says supporting actress right there on the thing.
That's what we're talking about, right?
Yeah. I don't. There's no on this picture on the screen. She's not on there. Are you looking? But neither here nor there. Kevin, What are your thoughts on this category?
Amy Madigan scared the crap out of me. Does that deserve an Oscar? In a way, yes. But my choice is Winmui Mosaku for Sinners. I probably butchering her name there, but she was phenomenal in the small role that she had. She was really good.
Yeah, she was really good. So I would even mind sentimentally if Elle Fanning pulled that one too.
Yeah.
So, but guys, too, that leaves us to the final of the big categories. Best Director. We have Chloe Zhao, one of Kevin's favorites for Hamnet. Marty Supreme, Josh Safdie. One Battle After Another.
What was that joke referring to?
Chloe Zhao, director of Eternals.
I know. Okay, I just wanted you to say it.
Yeah, I have pain now. Heartburn. One Battle After Another. Paul Thomas Anderson. Sentimental Value was directed by Joachim Trier, and of course, Sinners by Ryan Coogler. It's in my opinion, it's Ryan Coogler's to lose. It truly is. Lacey,
Yes.
Kevin, any thoughts?
Yeah, I definitely Ryan Coogler. I have thoughts about a couple of these others, but I'm going to keep it to myself.
Is Guillermo
del Toro was not
He
nominated.
should have been nominated for.
Okay, I'm just saying because I think I'm seeing different pictures than you guys because Guillermo, what's his name?
Del Toro.
I think that picture was the one that we're showing right now was who they thought were going to be nominated, but did not get nominated.
Okay.
And that's why we left it up there because Guillermo should have gotten nominated as best director for Frank.
This is our protest.
This is a robbery. And he needs, if you watch that film, you'll see how much was actually the overall vision of that movie. And if you guys haven't seen it, go see it, please. It is amazing visually. And he did a lot. He was all about practical effects, and you can see it. And the people, the creative people that he got to surround him, to the set decorators, to the costumers, it was just amazing.
Cool.
Okay, I don't have a slide for this one, but this is one here at the Fandom Podcast Network that is we are very partial to, and it's still my favorite all-time win in this category is still Godzilla -1. But visual effects this year: Avatar: Fire and Ash, F1, Jurassic World Rebirth, The Lost Bus, and Sinners are nominated for visual effects. I think Kevin, we are both in agreement. This is Avatar's to lose.
Yeah. Every time Avatar makes it here, I don't know if it wins, but it should because it's those movies are just visual of how you can. No one's beat Avatar when it comes to visual effects, and still hasn't. It's weird to have F1 as a visual effects, even though there's a lot used in it, but it's like it's set in reality and it's like race cars going very fast. Otherwise, I would give it to Sinners.
Well, the reason I think F1 has a shot is because the trick to special effects is not knowing that they're special effects.
Yeah, I know. But
and
usually the winners of these are given to the ones where they're special effects.
Yeah,
it wows you with those special effects. But I understand what you're saying. Yeah,
I guess.
I actually would be if there was no Avatar. I think I'd take F1 too because how they filmed those racing scenes in that film and what the effects they used for that were freaking amazing.
What was The Lost Bus? I don't know what that was.
That was a Matthew McConaughey film for Apple where him and his son were in it.
Okay.
It's actually based off of a true story, but guys, that covers our main Oscar stuff, but we're not done with nominations. Oh, no, because this is Culture Clash. This is a Fandom Podcast Network, which means we got to talk about the Razzies, ladies and gentlemen. And we have some categories for you. Let's start with the big one right out of the gate. Worst Picture. Up for Worst Picture in the Razzies this year. The Electric State from Netflix. Hurry Up Tomorrow from Lionsgate. The live-action Snow White Disney did. The Amazon War of the Worlds movie. And Star Trek Section 31. I think I know the winner for this, Kevin, just from what I've heard. But do you have any thoughts?
What do you think?
I think it's War of the Worlds.
Apparently it only made like $31,000 or something. Like it didn't even cover like the catering budget or something. I
started watching the trailer for that. And it was that Ice Cube that was just in front of a camera doing social media while the world, and I'm like, what the hell am I watching? And I just turned it off. And Electric State, Anthony Russo and Joe Russo are MCU heroes of the director world. And I mean, I haven't seen it. I did not want to see it, but that might get it. Chris Pratt, Millie Bobby Brown. I don't know. That might get it as well.
No, it's still better than Section 31, Kevin.
Is there a Razzie?
Anything was better than Section 31. Oh,
well, is there a Razzie for worst haircut?
There should be. Yeah,
because probably. Because Snow White, that poor situation was not okay.
Oh, that was a horrible haircut. Yeah. Jeez.
Let's hit some of the other Razzie categories real quick. Worst director, Rich Lee for War of the Worlds. Altunde Asunami for Star Trek Section 31. The Russo brothers for The Electric State. Trey Edward Schultz for Hurry Up Tomorrow. And Mark Webb for Snow White. Worst.
Let's hurry up tomorrow.
That one I'm not. Is a psychological thriller film.
If you click on the link, that'll to bring you to it. But yeah, I've not seen it. I don't know.
Worst actor. There's actually some pretty known names in this. We have Dave Bautista in The Lost Lands, Ice Cube for War of the Worlds, Scott Eastwood for Allurum, Jared Leto for Tron Ares, and Abel the Weeknd Tesfaye for Hurry Up Tomorrow.
Oh, Hurry Up Tomorrow is where the Weeknd starred as himself, I think, in it or something. Yeah, it was one of those. I make a lot of money and I can do my own movie now, even though I'm not an actor.
Okay.
Worst actress: Ariana DeBose for Love Hurts, Mila Jovovich for In the Lost Lands. Stay away from that movie, people. It's bad. This one even just kills me to say, but Natalie Portman for Fountain of Youth, Rebel Wilson for Brideheart, and Michelle Yeoh. How the mighty go from the dominating the Oscars one year to the Razzies the next. Star Trek 31, Michelle Yeoh.
I heard someone say that Natalie Portman needs to stop taking herself so seriously. The only movie that I remember she didn't was In Your Highness. And it kind of she's starting to fall into that category that I say for Leonardo DiCaprio's. Stop taking yourself so seriously. Maybe do a comedy or something that's not so intense all the time.
She did that romantic comedy with Ashton Kutcher, Just Friends or something like that.
Did you just say Ashton Kutcher?
Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah, that was actually a good movie.
No Strings Attached.
Yeah.
No Strings Attached. That's it.
That was a good little rom-com. She was great.
And she's in one of my very favorite movies that we're going to be talking about next month on Time Warp. She was one of the mains in Beautiful Girls.
That's right.
When she was like 14, or this was right after her big debut,
right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She was also another one of my favorite kind of romantic comedies, and I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head, but it was her and Ashley Judd, and she had the baby in the Walmart.
Oh yes, dang it.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, James Frain was the romantic love interest. Yeah.
So worst supporting actor, all 7 artificial dwarves from Snow White. Nicolas Cage for Gunslingers, Stephen Dorff for Brideheart, Greg Kinnear for Off the Grid, and Sylvester Stallone for Allurum. And Sylvester Stallone's name in that was Chester, just so you know. And worst supporting actress, Anna Chomsky for Brideheart, Emma Horvath for The Strangers Chapter 2, Casey Roll for Star Trek Section 31, Scarlett Rose Stallone for Gunslingers, and Isis Valverde for Allurum. I'm glad I haven't even heard of Allurum, much less seen it.
Good. So I wonder if anyone's going to actually show up in person to accept their Razzie.
Every once in a while, a Hollywood star does, and
I like that. I think that would be
Angelina
cool.
Jolie showed up one time to collect one.
Halle Berry.
Sandra Bullock showed up.
Halle Berry.
Sandra Bullock showed up to accept for All About Steve.
Yeah. So, well, guys, that is going to wrap up our awards nomination coverage. We'll be back to talk about the Oscars. The Clashies might come back this year, our special Oscar pick show, as we get a chance to watch some more of these movies before the Oscars hit. But guys, let's transition on. Again, you are watching Culture Clash Live here on the Fandom Podcast Network YouTube channel, or perhaps listening to us on one of our amazing podcast feeds. This is our episode covering the Oscars, the Razzies, and we got a little bit of things we've seen. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for
buy it, stream it, or unsee it.
That's right. We've seen a few things, which means it's review time here at Culture Clash, and we have our 3 rankings. Did we love it so much that we buy it? Was it good? But man, I'll just wait till I can stream it. Or, oh my God, can I just erase that from my memory? Where is the Men in Black neuralizer? Because I need to unsee it. And of course, that is brought to us by our good friends over at Letterboxd. Kevin, what's the count at for 2026?
For the month of January, I'm up to 44 films.
Lacey, are you slacking?
Why did she look like she was about to throw up?
I think because she's been watching a lot of TV shows.
No. Yeah, I just watched 9 seasons of Suits. So my movies for 2026, 8.
Kevin might be taking over the king of movie food before this
Well,
year's over.
I've been trying to squeeze in some shows too, and it's been tough. I'm
Mhm.
behind on stuff, but yeah, like Landman. I had to, that's like right there. I had to watch that. I've been just started watching the new Game of Thrones spinoff prequel, and so yeah.
I'm just gonna say this about Landman, Kevin. I need this is a guy moment, Lacey. I'm sorry, but is there not some Fast Times and Ridgemont High moments in Landman?
I see where you're getting at. A little bit, yeah.
Just a few, but let's get into our movies that we've seen, and let's get into some reviews. And first up is the new Chris Pratt, Rebecca Ferguson film, Mercy. Set in the near future, a detective accused of murdering his wife has 90 minutes to prove his innocence to an advanced AI judge. Now, I saw this in IMAX over the weekend. It's a solid film. I almost would call it a poor man's Minority Report. I love Chris Pratt.
Stop. Zach Thomas, timeout here. Stop.
Zach Thomas? Don't you mean Zach Morris?
Zach Morris, yeah. Sorry, I said Thomas. Sorry. Can we please stop comparing this movie Minority Report? It is a completely different story. It's not preventing the crime. The crime has already happened, and you have to prove you're innocent in a futuristic way. It only feels like Minority Report because of what people have seen in the trailer, because there's cameras moving around, everyone's using social media, but it is not Minority Report. The crime has already happened. There.
I think where I'm looking at it and saying that is with the use of technology, the use of with the use of AI and things like that. It does have that wavelength.
I get that, but they're two completely different stories. I want people to understand that.
Lacey.
I'm just gonna say I'm glad you said that, because I wasn't seeing it because I didn't like Minority Report. I thought it was dumb. So now I might see Mercy.
I will say this movie has potential. Pratt is always good.
I feel like we need to give Kevin a second. I feel like he's dealing with the fact that I didn't like Minority Report.
No, you're okay. Not alone. I mean, I like it.
Just kind of like, oh,
no, that's all right. Yeah,
it's a good cast in this film, but I do feel like there's points that this movie could have taken advantage of certain things and it didn't do it. I would cut, for me, Mercy is a stream it.
I saw. Did you saw it in IMAX though, right, Kyle?
Yes.
Can you just give your quick thoughts on seeing it on IMAX, because they were really pushing you to see it in IMAX and in 3D.
I saw it in IMAX 3D, and it works great for a lot of the VR type scenes that are in there when they create the reality around him while he's sitting in the chair. There's just not enough of it, to be honest with you.
Right.
And so, and I don't think there was enough in there to warrant the 3D aspect of it. It really didn't make that big of a difference in the film, except for those few scenes where there's virtual reality going around him in the chair. But I thought Rebecca Ferguson was very good in this as an AI. I thought she played it up interesting. But yeah, I mean, it's a stream it. And Kevin, what are your thoughts?
I would say that as well. I just saw it I didn't see it in 3D. I didn't see it in IMAX. It's a very interesting whodunit and putting the pieces together. And as you're going along with Chris Pratt, who's trying to prove his innocence of having supposedly killed his wife, and how, the evidence totally points at him actually doing it. Because he is a police officer himself, he has this investigative nature about him that aids him into doing this. And the fact that you can use the powers of this future ruling or whatever it is to go into someone's phone or go into this person's backyard camera that's watching birds to hopefully show something else that's happening. And that you can use all of this, social media cameras out there to try to prove your case in 90 minutes, which is also a good way of saying you're not going to be in the theater a long time. It's going to be a quick ride, which is kind of nice. It was not a long movie, which I did appreciate. But to me, there were certain parts of it that felt like, Netflix film, I kind of had that feel, but I would also say stream it because of the trying to put the pieces together situation and stuff, and the little twists and turns that it takes towards the end.
Yeah. Well, next up, guys, I know neither of you have seen this, so I'm going to stay fairly spoiler free here, but I did get to see an advanced screening of the new Sam Raimi film, Send Help, with Rachel McAdams and Dylan O'Brien. Now, if you've seen the trailers for this, you know it's basically a plane crash stranded on a desert island film. This is a very interesting role for Rachel McAdams, a role I have really never quite seen her in, and I think it's a good thing here. But
Is it a horror movie?
Yeah.
It's not, there's some moments of horror. It's more of a psychological kind of thing, but it's kind of a mix of everything. It truly is. There's some comedy aspects.
So basically, it's about an asshole boss who can't stand Rachel McAdams' character, wants to fire her, but then gives her an opportunity to prove herself, to go to this big deal. They're in a plane. The plane crashes on an island, and it's just them two, and she gets to kind of have the upper edge in certain parts, is the kind of feeling I'm getting here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to go into too much spoilery. It's a little more complicated.
That's what the trailer tells you anyway.
Yeah, well, but it's a little more complicated.
This is Netflix?
What?
No.
It's a theater. It's going in the theater.
Oh, it's going to be in the theater. Okay.
It's now in the theater currently.
Yeah. It's a little more complicated than that. There's more to the Rachel McAdams character. You know how you have those characters in movies that sometimes they're so awkward they make you feel uncomfortable?
Yep.
She's kind of like that in the beginning. I have Sam Raimi gets his moments, his classic Sam Raimi moments in there. He even gets kind of an little Evil Dead moment kind of in this film as well. My problem with this movie was this. When I got done with it, everything felt predictable, and I couldn't root for either of the two main characters by the time the movie was over. And
was the Oldsmobile in it?
I'm going to say probably no, unless it was probably somewhere parked on a side street somewhere.
You might be surprised.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice call out, Lacey. I love that.
Yeah.
That's great.
I would say for me, this was a stream it. I think it's worth a one-time view to get your thoughts and opinion on it. I don't know if this is a movie I would revisit. I just feel like you've seen it once. There's not much rewatchability to it, Kevin.
By the way, I forgot to say I felt the same way for Mercy, because since you know the twist at the end, once you've seen it, you're done. It's a one and done. But yeah. So interesting. Send help, stream it, and then you're done.
Yeah, that would be my feeling on it.
Okay, gotcha.
But however, our next film, that's a whole different story. Guys, I feel like wrecking some things because we're talking about The Wrecking Crew, the Amazon Prime new film that came out this week with the ultimate team up that we should have been asking for a long time ago, and we just didn't think of it for whatever reason. But Dave Bautista, Jason Momoa, also throw in a little Morena Baccarin, Tamir Morrison. We got The Wrecking Crew, guys, and this movie was an absolute blast. These two had great chemistry together. The action was good. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. It's one of the most fun movies I've seen in a good while. Action, Momoa and Bautista just being themselves and having a great time doing it. Good pacing, everything across the board. If this was not a streaming movie, I would say buy it. But I need a sequel tomorrow. You hear me? Amazon tomorrow. But Kevin, your thoughts? The Wrecking Crew.
Well, Lacey, let me just put it this way. This is a streaming film. I will be going overseas trying to find a physical copy of this movie.
Yes, same.
If that gives you a little clue.
Yeah.
I absolutely love this movie. This movie was so much fun. It had me laughing. It had me cheering as well. I love Dave Bautista and Jason Momoa playing estranged brothers in this film, and they both have a type of cool background that lends to their revenge of their father that gets killed, and the mystery behind it and what happens. But it has some great other character actors in this. Stephen Root is the Honolulu police guy. He's in it as well. Jacob Batalon, who is Spider-Man's friend.
Ned.
What?
Ned.
Yes, Ned. He's in this movie as well. And of course, I hadn't seen Frankie Adams. At least I couldn't remember. She was great in this as well.
Frankie Adams is in from The Expanse, Kevin.
Oh, that's why I don't remember. Okay. But what I love too is that you got Branscombe Richmond, who we know from Renegade, and he also is like every other villain / biker bad guy in other B films, and he's like the I want to say like the Hawaiian Godfather, I guess you could say. Is that a good way to put it?
Yeah.
This movie was so much fun. Jason Momoa I gotta say, this is one of his best roles. They really give him a chance to cook in this film because he's holding on to so much emotional baggage. And Morena Baccarin, is that how you say it? Baccarin, sorry. Estranged wife, and she has a wonderful part in this, but he is absolutely great in this. He's very funny. And I feel in a way that David Bautista is playing the straight man to Momoa's not straight man, basically. And they both work great together. Great location scenes too, in and around Hawaii, which is awesome. But I got to give a shout out. I'm not going to say the actor's name because I don't know which one actor it is, but it has a great villain moment where one of the villains in a gun battle with the wrecking crew is hiding behind a beam with his gun, pours cocaine on his gun barrel, sniffs it, and gets ready for the rest of the gun battle. I don't know if I've ever seen a better villain moment in a gun battle before, but that was fantastic. I just got to say, shout out to that dude.
Yeah.
Bite it.
I just, Lacey, before you get your thoughts, I just have to say too, one of the most interesting placements of a Phil Collins song, and one of the times a Phil Collins song is completely unexpected in a movie.
Yep.
But Lacey, your thoughts on the Wrecking Crew?
Okay. Number one, the opening battle with Momoa and the Yakuza in his house.
Yes.
Where he's in the bathroom, so he's wearing like a sarong. And that's not the fun. Yeah, sword fight's funny, but not till they get to the kitchen and he goes, helicopter. What is happening? He is so fun. And I don't know if that was an ad lib, but it was one of the funniest things I've seen on film in years. I love the fact that this is the second time in as many years as that I have seen a cheese grater used as a weapon.
Oh God!
In a film, first in Boy Kills World or Boy Kills, Boy Kills World, and then in this, I love the fact that we have Aquaman stealing Deadpool's girlfriend and Spider-Man's best friend. That's kind of fun, and he's related to Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy, so that's kind of fun. I think that also, honestly, that shows that Marvel has a really good diverse cast, because these guys are all like, I love that they used a lot of indigenous people.
This movie also had Boba Fett in it. Come on now.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I was trying to stick with the
Boba Fett and Aquaman's father.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I was trying to stick with the
DC and Marvel getting together here, basically. So,
yes. But no, so I love the fact that this is they used the bulk indigenous cast and crew. My friend Damien works with Jason and does a lot of his stuff, and so I've been able to see a couple of little things he'll put on his reels or whatever, just a little behind the scenes shots and stuff that he's been posting after the movie came out, so that so I was excited about this to begin with, but it was so fun. It's so much better than it has any right to be. It's so fun.
The other scene I watched over and over 3 or 4 times is the minivan chase scene and the biker and the arm coming off.
Yes.
I like the line too. Oh, he's erasing his head.
Who directed this? It wasn't Stahelski, was it?
No, it was Angel Manuel Soto. I don't know what else he's done here. Let me see. He's done The Farm, Blue Beetle, 22 Weeks, La Carta. So those are some of the things that he's done there.
Danny Tedesco. Okay.
Yeah. So when it comes to streaming only, this is a film I wish I could have seen in the big screen.
Yeah.
And this falls under a category of action films that I found ways to get them on physical media because they weren't officially released on physical media. This falls into a top 3 for me when it comes to streaming only films. Should have been in the theater, and I will get physical media for it, even though they're not officially available. This one, The Gray Man, and the Old Guard.
What about the
Oh,
Gorge?
the Gorge too. Sorry, thank you.
Gorge is good.
Yes.
Also,
yes.
Ghosted, great action film.
Thank you. Yes, another good one. Top 5. There we go.
Right.
Before we move on to our next film, though, Kevin, what is that new tattoo you got?
A dragon's ass?
It looks like a sad horse.
So many good lines in this movie. I might go rewatch it. It's great.
Okay, guys. Next up is a Lacee pick for buy it, stream it, or unsee it. The people we meet on vacation. Lacee,
Yes.
the floor is yours. I have not seen this film.
Okay, this is such a fun movie. I was just sort of flipping to see if I could see something that was from 2026, so I'd have something, to put on the list. And this is basically When Harriet Met Sal. Right? So instead of When Harry Met Sally, because they're kind of like, so she's like the messy, crazy, wild one, and he's the kind of buttoned up person, but it's the same scenario. They start out on a road trip from college trying to get to where they're going, like a shared ride thing. They become friends along the way and decide that differently than When Harry Met Sally, they decide that every year they're going to take a vacation together for a week just because they've become such good friends. So you see all the different locations that they went to. It's a huge, it's a very worldly film. They filmed all over the, Norway and all these different places. It was really cool. And
it's a Netflix film.
Yeah, it was a Netflix. Really liked it. Was not expecting it to. This is a lot of times when I'm on Netflix, I'll just have the phone out playing a game or something, just, kind of enjoying it to have something in the background. I put my phone down for this. That's not normal for me in a Netflix movie.
I saw the two leads in this. I think it was Jimmy Fallon. I think it was Jimmy Fallon where he was asking them to say famous movie lines, but in a very dramatic, like romantic comedy way. And I did, and I was trying to I know they're doing a film, and then they mentioned the film. I'm like, this movie looks kind of fun. So yeah,
it was really cute. It's as far as Netflix like rom-coms, it's the best one I've seen in a minute.
Good
so I highly recommend it, and it's got that. It's got that like one notch above Hallmark flair to it, and I think that you'll enjoy it too. I don't know. I
like it when they go on. I like it when rom-coms go on. Go see other countries and stuff like that. I always appreciate that. Yeah, I love location shoots.
Yeah, but this is definitely a buy it.
Cool, good to hear.
Yeah, I will be finding this.
By the way, I have Ghosted on physical media. By the way,
me too.
Okay, guys.
Ghosted in the Gorge and Old Guard. Yeah, Old Guard too. Yeah, I've got all those. Yes.
Before we get to the next movie, I need to address something.
Oh, okay.
For the time Kevin and Lacee have been on here, I get assaulted with Hallmark movies.
Assaulted?
What? Yes. But a phenomenon has happened over the last several months.
Okay.
There is a new kind of movie. It's not a Hallmark movie. Oh, no. It's not a Netflix movie. It's something else. It's a Netmark movie. And that is because it is a film on Netflix that has all the makings of a Hallmark film. So I am now determining these type of films to be Netmark films. And Lacee has picked a Netmark film for buy it, stream it, or unsee it. And ladies and gentlemen, I give you The Wrong Paris.
Yes. Okay.
I saw the trailer for this and I was going to watch it and I forgot about it.
It was cute. This is definitely Hallmark level entertainment.
The Wrong Paris on Netflix.
Yes. Super cute. It's about a girl who she wants to go to Paris to go to school, art school. And she realizes that she doesn't have the money. So the only way she can get to Paris is her sister watches this show called it's kind of like The Bachelor, right? And they're filming it in Paris. And she was like, all you have to do is get on the show and then like get disqualified and you're already there. So you're good, because she couldn't pay for the plane ticket. And they end up in Paris, Texas. So
starring Miranda Cosgrove and Pearson Faudet.
I don't if the accent is correct. Yeah. Faudet is how it would be pronounced. But and he's adorable. She is appropriately goofy. She has the Cher from Clueless kind of vibe.
Okay.
But with more not so flighty. very just laid back, but not quite so dingy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's really cute. Yeah.
I have a terminology for these type of films, Kyle. You said Netmark. Is that what you're calling it?
Netmark. It's a merging of Netflix and Hallmark.
I just call it a Netflix Hallmarky type film.
Mm-hmm.
I say Hallmark. That's actually in my CLZ app as a category. Hallmarky.
Well, see, I figure with the way things are going in streaming, by the end of the year, Netflix not only will buy Warner Brothers, but they will buy Hallmark, and then they're just going to make a whole new streaming service.
Stay away, Netflix. Keep Hallmark.
I'm pretty sure that Amazon Prime already has the Hallmark under its umbrella.
Well,
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah.
I
So
know
is this a buy it, stream it, or unsee it, Lacey?
This one's a stream it. I would watch it again if it was on streaming, but I don't think I would pull it from the shelf deliberately to watch.
Gotcha.
Kyle, before you go to the next movie, I just want to make a couple of mentions real quick because we're getting into my picks here. I did want to say that I did watch Greenland 2 because I was curious about it because Morena Baccarin was in it, and
that's 3 Morena Baccarin movies in the one. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, and Gerard Butler, but I hadn't seen the first one, so I had watched the first film. I streamed it, and I actually kind of liked it because it was
first
a really
good.
Yeah, because I used to live in Atlanta, and you get to see what happens when the world starts to go to shit because of a meteor shower that starts destroying certain cities. And Kyle, you would be dead first because the first big one hit Tampa.
But here's the thing: why is it in all these shows? Walking Dead, Greenland, Atlanta's goes to shit rapidly.
I don't know, but I will say in the first scene they're in the room with the TV, like a bunch of my friends are in that scene. Scott Poitras and Claire Bronson and Gary Weeks. They're all buddies of mine from back when I was working in films. So
the second one just takes place in the near future because they have to get to Greenland because there's a big shelter there, and they try to go to other places. And the world it's like what happens when everything else is kind of destroyed, but there's still a place that's surviving and they have to try to get to it. It was okay. First one's a lot better. I did want to give a shout out to another, 28 years later, the second part of the trilogy. The third part's coming out next year. I'm really enjoying the, this trilogy of 28 years later. And I love that the end of this film ties right into the third film, and we get someone coming back. I'm not going to say, but will say that Ralph Fiennes was absolutely not Ralph Fiennes. Is it Ralph Fiennes?
I don't know.
Yeah. This is the Bone Palace, right, Kevin?
Yes. What is it? 28 Bone Temple. Sorry,
Bone Temple. Yes.
Bone Temple.
Bone Palace sounds like somewhere there's going to be a madam.
So yeah, it was done really, really well. Erin Kellyman, by the way, from Solo, she was in it as well. But Jack O'Connell has a larger role in this film. He was teased in the beginning of the first part, and Jack O'Connell, of course, is who in Sinners. Ralph Fiennes is the lead in this one, and he's absolutely awesome in this movie. And I love what we're seeing when it comes to the happenings of the UK when this virus turns everyone into these, rage monsters / zombies, whatever that you want to call it.
Is it gory? Yeah. I've heard that these two are gorier than the original two, like a lot gorier.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gorier. It's a little nasty, especially with Jack O'Connell's cult group that he runs. So it might not be for everybody, but my wife liked it as well. But I'm a fan of the 28 weeks, days, years later franchise.
Is it Danny Boyle still?
He did not direct this second one. The second one's directed by Nia DaCosta, but I believe Danny's coming back for the third one.
You're correct,
because we're gonna and this one leads right into the third one, which is great. So yeah.
Okay,
Kevin,
let's talk about your first actual movie on the list, because I do want to see this. I remember this story and I'm fascinated by this. So could you tell us a little bit about the Secret Mall Apartment?
The Secret Mall Apartment. What are you pointing to there, Lacey?
Nothing.
Is there a secret door behind your video cabinets we don't know about, Lacey?
No, but I'm like 90% sure I ordered this already and I have it.
Okay. Well, I was fascinated by this story when I heard about it years ago, and this documentary came out, and it's on Netflix. I think it was 2024 actually. So I didn't get it in 2020. I totally forgot about it, and it came across my Netflix feed, and I'm like, oh crap, I got to watch this because I remember hearing about it when it came on the news. And in 2003, 8 Rhode Islanders created a secret apartment inside a busy mall and lived there for 4 years, filming everything along the way. For more than a prank, the secret apartment became a deeply meaningful place for all that were involved. That's the IMDb description. A wonderful documentary about, wrong one there, about this mall that was built over a river and kind of has these rounded corners and stuff. So they have this negative space that they never used, but they had to build for structure purposes. And it was discovered by these art students. And they're like, wait a minute, what is this place? And they get this great idea about, what about living here in secret? And then stuff starts to evolve. They start bringing stuff and to get up to the space, they have to go up this like steep stair ladder to bring stuff up there. And then they found other ways into that area as well, like through a bathroom compartment in the wall. And they filmed everything while they were doing this, including getting a couch up there, getting a dresser drawer. But the most amazing thing they did, though, was smuggling cinder blocks one at a time to build a wall facade that they can add a door and have their own locking door to it. So if someone comes up to this thing, they can't get into it because they don't have the key to it. And it went on, and they brought in several people into it, and then they would show them going into the mall using the bathrooms and all this kind of stuff. And they were trying to figure out if this is really an apartment, we have to find out how to get mail here. And they start talking about it, and they did a great job of actually recreating the room on the set, so you actually get an idea of what it was like. And then they start talking about how it was discovered and the downfall of this and what happened and everything. But the best part about it to me, I'm just going to spoil this, was that everyone that got to go to this room and were part of this, they all had their own key to that door that they installed themselves. And a lot of them still have it to this day. I thought that was very cool. Highly recommend it. Check it out. It's fascinating. And they build a miniature replica of the mall. And they show you where this negative space was that they decided to make their apartment. It's really cool.
It kind of has a feeling of Roofman in the Toys R Us.
Yeah, I could see how you'd say that. Yeah. It was really cool. Really well done. So yeah.
Nice. Yay.
Okay, Kevin, next up, we got a movie that actually is on we talked about a little earlier with the Oscar nominations, Marty Supreme, lots of ping pong.
So I had it's about a guy loosely based on a gentleman in the 50s that was a very good table tennis player / ping pong player, and became very good at it, and went to England to perform, and eventually went to Japan or China or whatever. Loosely based on someone. I'm going to say that right now. I was kind of on the fence about seeing this, but someone at work said Timothée Chalamet was really good in this. You should go see it, blah, blah, blah. And I said, okay, I'll check it out. And I did a little double feature with it. So I said, okay, I'll do that. First strike against it. It's an hour and 29 minutes, a little long. I feel like, I'm just going to say this and be completely honest here. I feel like...
Wait, did you say 1 hour and 29 minutes?
No, 2 hours and 29 minutes.
2 hours. Okay.
2 hours and 29 minutes. I feel like this is Timothée Chalamet's okay, this is the Oscar nomination I need to get and hopefully win for it. And I will say this, he was very, very, very good in this. Very, very good in this. However, his character is completely unlikable throughout the entire film. I don't root for this guy. The only person that I really cared for about this film is Gwyneth Paltrow. She has an affair with him. She's a former I want to say 30s, 40s movie star, and now she's getting older, and she married the rich businessman guy to kind of stay relevant and to stay in the lifestyle. And the rich businessman guy has deals with Marty Supreme about doing things, and he's sleeping with her behind his back. he's a completely unlikable character, and I did not root for him at all, which was kind of sad. He leaves his pregnant wife to do his things. Several times throughout the movie, there's gunfire involved because he does stupid things. He gets into stupid situations. And it was a very uncomfortable movie to watch at times. He was good. I just wish his character was likable. And I can't just say he deserves an Oscar nomination because he was good in it. I need to find something that I want to root for in these characters and say, yeah, they should get it. I mean, there's something that I need to like their characters for, and I will never watch this movie again.
Okay. What surprised me about this movie is I've forgotten how long it had been since Gwyneth Paltrow had done a film.
Yeah, she was the best part in this. I thought she was actually Oscar worthy for her role. So yeah, I thought she was good. Buy it, no. Stream it if you must. But for me, it's Unsee it. I'll be honest with you.
There we go. I have not seen it yet. Lacey, you said you haven't seen it yet, so
no, but I want to. I do love Chalamet. I think that I think I first noticed him in Miss Stevens and a few other smaller roles, and then with Call Me by Your Name. I really do feel like that was a missed opportunity for the Academy. Just throwing it out there. And he's done some really good work since. So
Odessa Azon, who plays his estranged pregnant wife, I guess, she was actually pretty good in this. I would give her a nod for that. But it's just it's not a fun movie. So
he's one of the characters you love to hate, though, because he did well in the character. It's just the character.
That's the problem. I don't love to hate him. I hated his character. There's characters that I love to hate, and I respect that, but I would give him nods for other stuff that he's done. This one, I just feel like it's easy Oscar bait for him, unfortunately.
It's like you love to hate Jason Isaac in The Patriot.
But he was so good. Yeah. See, that's different.
Ledger.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next movie is Goodwill Heisting. It is the Ben Affleck, Matt Damon joint for Netflix, The Rip. Kevin, I want to see this, and I haven't had a chance yet, but I know you have seen this.
Yeah, I watched it recently, directed by Joe Carnahan, stars, of course, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, Stephen Yeun, Teyana Taylor, she's Oscar nominated, Catalina Sandino Moreno, Kyle Chandler, Scott Adkins, and Nestor Carbonell, who I'm a fan of. I like this guy.
Nice.
It's an okay movie. I'm just going to say it's a stream it. I'll say that for right now. I really liked seeing these two guys back together on screen together, Matt and Ben. They had this chemistry. They were both really good in this. And basically it's about some officers that find out about, they get this tip that there's something going on at this house, and they bring this money sniffing dog along, and boy, do they find the money. And it's about whether or not they were all going to steal it together, and who has other plans for it. And there is a little twist at the end, which I was kind of expecting to happen, but it wasn't expecting to happen the way that it did happen, which was pleasantly surprised me. But it's definitely Netflix. And I don't know what it is about Netflix films, but like you can tell it's Netflix when it takes place all in one day or night. So that they don't have to like jump to one location and then go and wait a couple of years and do another one or whatever, because it all takes place in one night.
They save on wardrobe.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a Netflix trope that kind of bugs me, especially when you put these gigantic stars in these movies like this. I would have liked to. It's not really a heist film. That's the problem. Because they're not like, a heist film has a different feel to it. These are all people that are turning their shoulders over each other. They're looking at each other the wrong way. People are saying they're like saying things to people to lead them on to thinking other things. And you're not really sure who really is like the bad person behind all this. And then that slowly comes to fruition at the end. I'll just say this. It was great to see Matt and Ben work together. They're freaking awesome. I just wish I could have gotten a different movie from them doing something more, or a better version of this movie.
It's a phenomenal cast when you look at it. You not only do you have Ben Affleck, you have Stephen Yeun, which sells me. Scott Adkins, our boy Scott Adkins, is in this, and of course the great Kyle Chandler, who I am just in anticipation for later this year when Lanterns comes out.
Yeah.
Didn't they do a movie like 3 or 4 years ago together about The Duel, right? Where it's the back
didn't do that well in the box office.
Yeah.
The what? The what? The what?
The Duel.
Affleck and Damon.
Oh, that's right. God, I forgot about that one.
Yeah,
That
it was like the period piece about the wife that was.
Yeah, they didn't spend enough screen time together to warrant that it was a film they did together. It just so happened to be a film they were both in.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and it was not a good movie.
Yeah.
Well, guys, that's going to wrap up Little Bite Streaming Receivers. We're going to transition. I got something I need to talk about. So. Now, normally this would be a section where we'd have maybe a hot take or a nuke it from orbit, but no, not today. We lost a legend today, guys. Catherine O'Hara passed away today. For those of you who might not quite recognize the name, I think for a lot of exactly. Mom from Home Alone, Schitt's Creek, so many other things. But
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice. But what is absolutely amazing, if you guys have not gone on social media, even in just this short period of time, the outpouring of love from everybody. And Macaulay Culkin had an absolutely beautiful tribute to her on social media. I would suggest you go out there and find it. She will always be Kevin's mom to me, but she was a phenomenal actress, a class act, and just absolutely beloved. We're talking people from like Pedro Pascal, who did season 2 of The Last of Us with her. They had a very long friendship with her well before them even being on film together. She really was a mom to Kevin. Outside of that, they had that kind of relationship with her. Macaulay Culkin did. John Stamos put out things. They had done films together. Everybody across the board, and a great comedic actress, a great actress, and I'll tell you what, I always had a little crush for Kevin's mom, guys. But Catherine O'Hara was a true legend, and I haven't seen this kind of outpouring of love from everybody within the Hollywood community like I've seen for Catherine O'Hara, at least.
Yeah. I just, she was part of the group that, was, Christopher Guest and Eugene Levy and,
City TV,
Second City and that kind of stuff. So, I saw the news and I was like, oh wait, what? Oh no. It just gut punched me. It's been a while since a celebrity really gut punched me. Rob Reiner hit real hard, but this one was shock. Just shock. I'm so bummed. I'm so sad.
You just didn't expect it because she's been in so much lately. She's been doing commercials, a ton of commercials, all these really wonderful shows lately. She's been everywhere lately, Kevin.
Well, I am one episode away from finishing Suits season 9, so I'm gonna be done, and I think I'm gonna binge Schitt's Creek next, just because that'll be something I start tonight. I think. Yeah.
I remember her when I was watching all the reruns of SCTV. And the legends that were on that sketch comedy show with John Candy, Joe Flattery, Eugene Levy, Andrea Martin, Rick Moranis, Dave Thomas, Martin Short. Harold Ramis. That's where I remember her. And then of course Beetlejuice and then Home Alone. And then more recently, of course, Schitt's Creek. She's been in everything. The Mighty Wind, right? Best in Show. She's always. I like that she's been with her SCTV family, and they've done stuff together. And I think that's great. And and you're right, Kyle. The pouring of love and respect that came from social media and fellow actors and just celebrities and stuff like that.
Martin Scorsese even put out something as a tribute to her.
So I guess she had been battling some illness and she just fell to it, unfortunately. I guess the last thing I saw her in was Schitt's Creek, right? I guess.
I actually watched Waiting for Guffman not too long ago, and she's in that. That was fun.
The truth of the matter is, Home Alone, one of the shortest movies of the iPhones invented during the time of Home Alone. Life 360, anybody? But I just wanted to make sure we got a special shout out to Catherine O'Hara because she affected a lot of our lives of this age, and she really had a career renaissance in like the last 10 years, with just a lot of really big shows, and things like that. And we would be remiss if we didn't shout out to her. But guys, it's time to wrap up this episode of Culture Clash here on the Fandom Podcast Network. We thank you so much if you've been watching on our YouTube channel or if you're listening to one of the many audio streams of this show. We love our wonderful listeners, and you guys are the ones why we do this show. For Kevin sporting his Culture Clash gear, which we're going to get to in just a minute. If you're watching on YouTube right now, scan that QR code on your screen. It's going to take you to our homepage at fpnet.podbean.com, where you can find the entire library of shows from the Fandom Podcast Network. Some of our classic stuff. You can hear us when we were wee podcasting babes, and trust me, it sounds as bad as you think it does, but that's only because it's the audio quality. We are much better. 2, we are all over social media. You can find the Fandom Podcast Network on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky. Kevin, where can people find you on the socials?
You can find me on, first of all, on Facebook at Kevin Reitzel. You can also find me at Spartan_Phoenix on X, Instagram, and what was it? Discord, as well as Letterboxd, and in Spartan Phoenix at Blue Sky.
Of course, you can find the Fandom Podcast Network at FanPod Network on most of your social medias. You can find myself, Kyle, at AKyleW on X and Blue Sky. You can find me on Instagram and Threads at AKyleFandom. And of course, you can find me on Facebook as Kyle Wagner, and of course, all over the Fandom Podcast Network pages. Lacey, are you feeling a little letterboxed?
I am on Letterboxd. Lacey Pants. Hello.
There you go. That's
follow her there. Check it out.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. But 2, we would be remiss. Kevin, can you show us one more time?
Yeah, I got my Culture Clash T-shirt right here. You guys can pick that up if you want. Help
support
us through.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Help us here by buying our apparel through TeePublic. We've got logos for all of our shows on the Fandom Podcast Network umbrella, and you can not just put them on shirts, you can put them on mugs or the pillow right behind Kyle's right shoulder there. You can help us out, and we get a little kickback there.
Yeah, my kitties love the pillow. I'm just saying. And sometimes we get a little audio delay, so my apologies there, Kevin. But yeah, all the gear at TeePublic. Go to teepublic.com, search for the Fandom Podcast Network or the title of your favorite show on the network. We got mugs, we got hats, we got a bit of everything. Like Kevin said, we got to feed the kaiju around here, keep the hot tub time machine clean. That, trust me, after a Kevin weekend party and he's had some of those steroid pancakes, I'm just, it's a mess, ladies and gentlemen. Chlorine ain't cheap, especially the time sensitive kind. But guys, this has been Culture Clash. We've had a lot of fun talking about what we've seen, talking about the news, and talking about the Oscars and the Razzie nominations. It's going to be interesting to see how things played out. Let's go Sinners. That's all I'm saying.
Go Sinners.
And you know what, guys? As we like to close out here, it's a new year, but the same belief believes. Most importantly around here, more than anything else, before we close out, as we always say, always remember, respect each other, and most importantly, enjoy your fandom. We are out of here. We have done this thing. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Good.